Hello, everyone. This is Elena Sanchez with the Remanda Group. Today I'm going to be interviewing here Andres Gonzalez. He's a real estate agent that just started not too long ago, and he's going to be sharing with us his point of view on real estate as a young person and how working as a real estate agent has been. So, how are you, Andres?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me here. Once again, my name is Andres Gonzalez. I've been in the real estate for 3 months now, and I'm 18 years old. And honestly, I come from Mexican descent. My parents are first generation, and I mean, I'm just happy to be here, and it's been really fun. So I'm excited.
Yeah, how are you liking it in the Remanda Group?
It's the best thing. I can't imagine being in as a solo agent. You know, the amount of help that they've offered me. Just like any other, if I have any questions or anything like that, they're always there next to me to help me out. So it's really been a blessing being in part of the Grimaldo group and being allowed to help other people. You know.
Okay, let's start. What does real estate mean to you?
So real estate, honestly, so I'm sure everybody goes into it because first of all, you know, it provides a lot of money. So definitely, I mean, that's was one plus. But honestly, like after I've done my first couple transactions, just the joy that you see out of people's faces. You know, when they get their home and you get them to hand them the keys, you know, it's really rewarding and it really makes you feel like you're actually doing something and benefiting other people's lives. So that's like a really big part of it. I know it's a cliche, but honestly, it's really nice. I like it.
Yeah, most of all, you're helping people. For most people, is helping them get their biggest purchase of their life. So that's very important, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, this is the one of the single biggest purchases of people's lives, and it's a lot of pressure, you know. But as long as you just stick to what's right, and you're providing the most information to your clients and everything like that, everything should be going smoothly, and it's very rewarding in the end.
And tell me, what would make you get into real estate?
So what got me into real estate, honestly, was at first I was coming out of high school and I didn't really know what I wanted to do, you know, because I was doing, I was like normal classes like math, science, English, you know, I was in honors and all that, but nothing really brought me the attention to what I actually wanted to do. And I know some of my family members were also into real estate as well. So I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try, you know, I'll help out my family as well in the process. And I just kind of went all in. Before I was working at Barro's Pizza, and it was in the food industry, and it wasn't for me. You know, coming home to like with like a bunch of grease on your body and stuff, and like I just knew that wasn't the environment I wanted to be part of. So and then I also love like dressing nice as well. So honestly, real estate just fit everything perfectly there.
Me too. um, and you already had your first contract, right?
Yes, we actually just closed last week, and we're coming up on a second. And I also am working with some other clients as well. So we got the pipeline going on.
It's nice. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
How was your experience with that?
So honestly, I can't complain. You know, every transaction has their own little bumps in the road, but this transaction was super smooth. You know, my client, she was very responsive, very nice. You know, and it was really fun. I mean, I wasn't nervous at first, definitely, but you know, I have the team behind my back supporting me, and whenever I had like a situation that came up where I was a little unsure, I would just refer to my lead agent Juan Grimaldo, and he would help me out through the process. And so it was honestly, it couldn't have gone better.
Could you talk more deeply about your challenges in real estate?
Yeah, so the challenges, I think the first challenge that's the hardest is definitely just your mentality, keeping that mentality straight, you know, because it is a commission based job, you know, so it's not like you're getting paid hourly and then you already know you're making, let's say, like 2,000 every month, and that's going to be consistent. With the commission base. It's like you're really pushing yourself and striving to be the best you can, because whatever you're going to do is what's going to pay off, you know.
Right.
So The challenges was definitely mentality, keeping that straight. The discipline, there's a lot of discipline. A lot of people go into real estate because they're like, oh, you know what, I have my own freedom, I can do whatever I'd like. But it's quite the opposite, honestly. You come into the office 8, and next thing you know, you're leaving at 6:30, or you're coming home at like 7:30 after some showings or anything like that. So you're always pretty busy, and it's definitely pretty challenging. But that's what everything you have to do to strive and be better. So.
Mm-hmm. And challenges working with people that you can control their actions. How do you work with that?
So it just really comes down to hearing out the person's ideas, because you're speaking in regards to like negotiating with your client and stuff, trying to push them to the right idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's just really, you got to hear out your client, see how they are, and then their situations, because you know what, your client, they have their own situations, their own life, and their own different priorities. So you kind of just want to like consult them to the right direction of like financially with work and stuff. So it's really, you just gotta hear them out and let them know, like, this is how stuff normally happens, and this will choose the best for you if we go this way, because we are the experts, we know the market and stuff. So, and we gotta show them explicitly, like through what's it called, graphs and all that kind of stuff, to really bring light to the situation.
Who have you gotten help from to assist you with those situations?
So once again, Juan Grimaldo,
Yeah.
my team leader, he's the best, honestly. Every time I have a question or anything like that, I'll just pop right into his office and ask him a question, and he'll always greet me with a smile and give me the best advice ever. And also with my lender, Chris Verdon, I've worked with him in my first transaction and also in my second one right now. And whenever I have a question like regarding like loans or anything like that, more of like the financial stuff, so then I could also provide a little information to my client, I could always just go to him and he'll help me out. So I mean, it's and also the group as well. We have, what is it? I believe 10 agents behind us as well. So whenever I have some questions or anything like that, I'll just go up to them and they'll be like, "Hey, this is my situation." Get some insight from different opinions.
Yeah, they're super helpful. Me knowing them myself too. But now getting more statistical. What do you think about the current market situation?
So honestly, the current market right now is getting pretty tight.
Yeah.
With demand so high and supply so low, it's been getting really difficult. For example, so people that are getting pre-qualified around, let's say, the 380 to 350 range, the market is so competitive. Even getting up to the 400,000s ranges, you just see tides of people coming from California, Oregon, Washington, New York, Texas. All these people selling their home, like 3-bedroom home, for like 800,000, and then they'll come back with like $600,000 in cash, and they'll be like, you know what, I want this home, and they'll just buy it all out in cash. So it's pretty difficult for the people who actually live in Arizona. So it's just kind of, you always got to come in with your best offer, aggressive. You can't be scared to be putting it up, and it really just depends on the type of agent you are and the offers you do, and then how you present them to the sellers to get that offer accepted.
So due to that, would you recommend buying or selling because of that?
So if you have a home to sell, or to keep it
Or
and then
if
buy.
you're looking to buy, do you think it would be better to rent right now?
Oh no, definitely not. Especially with rents, I'm pretty sure some viewers have even seen it, or probably are renting right now. The average rent, I believe right now, it's to like 2,300. So, and it's gonna keep climbing, because demand, once again, people from California and everything creating that demand. It's honestly so much better to purchase, especially if you have the ability to purchase. And there's so many programs as well that we use, such as like down payment assistance. We spoke about that last week, and then other programs like the first time home buyers, where they could even just give you out 5% of your down payment, and like the monthly payment that you'll be getting is literally like the same amount of rent you would be paying. So it doesn't make sense to keep renting, So I definitely purchase. That's the best thing you could do.
That's interesting because many people are confused, and they think that buying is not the way, just because the values are so high right now.
Oh yeah, and I mean that's an argument I actually hear a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, especially with how there's so much demand, prices are usually gonna keep going up. People are like, you know what, it's gonna crash, the market's gonna crash, and I'm like, no, it's not. If anything, it might slow down a little, but it's gonna keep going up because there's so much demand,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as demand is still higher than supply, prices will continue to go up.
That's right.
And then a lot of people are like, you know what, I might put it off, and then just like once again with the interest rates also rising as well, we're probably projecting probably to see around like 5% at the end of this year. We're at like, let's say 3.2, 3.4%, depending on where your credit's at. But it's honestly like if you're looking to purchase and you're wanting to purchase, right now would be the best chance before interest rates go up and then prices also go higher.
Yeah, we have big things coming from for the future. And talking about the future, what do you think is gonna be the work of a real estate agent in the future?
In the future, honestly, it's pretty hard to tell. One thing that a lot of people are scared about are the what's it called, the market with real estate, such as like Zillow, Open Door. They're really trying to get rid of the real estate agents, but the thing is, it's not going to be hard because with the real estate agent, you build that one-on-one connection with your client. You're there guiding them through the process, and if they're just doing it over the phone with, like, let's say some random person or just online, it's not the same thing. It's not, you're not going to get the same amount of like work and effort out of like a real person. So with that being said, real estate, honestly, I think it's going to keep going the same. It's just going to be one-on-one connection with your client, really helping them out through the process. So it's not going to go anywhere for any time soon. But with the e markets and all those people, it might bring a little tension in there, but honestly, I think for our generation we'll still be fine.
Yeah, you just get that connection with your agent, and on an online basis, you can have so many questions, and there's little details that your agent can help you with.
Yeah, I mean, for example, my client could call me up at, let's say, 9 at night or 10 at night, or even like 4 in the morning, and I'll be there responding to them, helping them, assisting them. If you're working through a company, they got certain hours. Let's say they open at 7 and they close at 8. Between those hours, they can't get assistance. It's just not the same thing.
Yeah.
And you're also meeting in person, so you can't get rid of a one-on-one connection. A machine can't replace that.
Yeah. Andres, going back, you mentioned you're 18, right? What do you think are some tips for young people that are looking to buy their first house?
So I'm actually working on that myself, and hopefully in a year or so I'll be able to purchase my first home. Definitely one thing is to file your taxes. That's the first thing, because you want to be showing the government that you're actually getting money in, and that's very important, because if you're not filing your taxes, next thing you know, they're like, hey, you can't get a home for another year because you're not showing any income. So if that's also being said with people who might be getting paid in cash, always got to file your taxes. That's super important. And then the other thing is try to look into getting pre-qualified, see where your situation's at, and building your credit. Credit is super important. If you have a bad credit, that will affect your interest rate and even just the ability to qualify for a loan. So I believe right now, as long as you have like above like a 640, you should be fine. Yeah. But I mean, always having a 740 or anything higher is the best, the optimal. So definitely always try to get your credit up as soon as possible. Me personally, the day I turned 18, I was calling the credit bureaus and I was like, hey, I want to get a secured credit card, get that right out of the way to get my credit, because you know what, hopefully in a year or so I'll be able to. It also really depends on what kind of job. If you're working on a W-2, I believe you need like 6 months of tax history. And then if you're on a 1099, like for me as a realtor, it's 2 years. So the way to work around that is you just probably get a cosigner that, your mom, dad, brother, uncle, grandma, get a cosigner, so then they could also help you out purchasing your first property. And I mean, the benefits with purchasing your property at this young age is, in, let's say, 5 years or now, 5 to 6 years, as long as we have an appreciation of like 8%, you'll be looking around like, let's say, $100,000 in equity off of just owning your home. So
you really think it's important to start young?
Oh yes, definitely.
Start right now.
Yes, if you have the chance, if you have the money for the down payment and everything like that, definitely try to get your first property going on, because once you get that first property, rent out some rooms or anything like that, going into more of the investment side, and then just building that equity into your home, and then taking it out and then purchasing another property. There's so many possibilities with real estate, so that's why a reason why I love it.
Yeah. We need these tips because young people usually just postpone finances and becoming financially intelligent and independent.
Mm-hmm.
So I think these are very valuable tips.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Andres, for that. Why should young people worry about taking care about their finances?
Yeah, so once again, coming into the part where you're building your credit and all that, you don't want to, let's say they're 22 years old and you're looking into purchasing a home, and then next thing you know, you never actually got your credit card, or you never really focused on building your credit, and then you go to the credit bureaus and they're like, you know what, you can't apply for a loan, and then you're just like, well, I have the money for it, but they're like, you don't have the credit. So definitely having your credit situated, so then you don't have to run into any problems, and then when you're in the moment of getting pre-qualified, that's super important. So there's nothing else to really be said. It's just get your credit up and then file your taxes, and then make sure you got that income coming in so you could apply for that loan.
Now, in the investing side, why would you say real estate is important to invest on for young people?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if you're looking into build some wealth, that's what the real estate is the way to go.
Yeah.
So, for example, what I'm personally gonna do is, right now I'm saving up some money so I could, in a year or so, co-sign with my parents or anything like that. So then I could buy my first property, rent out the rooms, like get a 4 bedrooms, rent it out to 3 buddies of yours or some college friends or anything like that. And then while you're building up your equity slowly, you're paying off your home and everything like that, and you're living in there for free. So that's the best part of it. And then let's say a couple years along the line, you got some more money, and then you could even take some money out of that home that you just had and then buy another one, and then just rinse and repeat, and keep renting out. So if you're looking to build wealth and to do it as young as possible, so then when you're like 50, you already got let's say 20 properties under your belt, and you're getting just
and so many
cash flow
of incomes.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah, definitely. You could once you pay off those properties, it only takes like 30 years. You're gonna be, let's say for me, I'm gonna be 48, already have all these properties paid off, and now you're already having consistent rent coming in. And how rents are right now, you'd probably be looking at like what, $2,300 a month, depending on the home. So I would love to have $2,300 a month for like just sitting there.
And for various houses, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not just one, just because you can keep growing and growing.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, Andres, for this information. It's really valuable, especially for young people. Myself too. Maybe I'm 19. I'll be applying some of your tips too.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I really appreciate it, and I love giving the chance to spread the knowledge, because not a lot of people at our age are informed of these kind of things, and they don't know like it's that possible. And you just gotta, bring the light to their mind and inform and be like, hey, like you could be doing this at a young age. It's like it's not that hard. You just gotta put your mind to it. So I love it.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.
Thank you guys.
See you later.
Have a good one.